Welcome to the Daily Play with Joy Taylor. Thanks so much for joining us. Make sure that you hit subscribe and follow us on social at the Daily Play Joy Taylor. Well, it seems we may have seen the last of LeBron James. The Lakers were swept by OKC. I was expecting them to go 5, but it was a sweep. And it wasn't for a lack of trying. LA did lead game 2 and game 3 at halftime and was leading game 4 to start the final quarter. LeBron carried the Lake show without any Luka or Austin Reeves in the first rounds and kept the team competitive against the defending champs and the likely back-to-back league MVP in Shai Gilgeous. Not too shabby for a man who turned 41 this season and in his 22nd season of his career. And I like to add, with all the postseason games and the Olympics, I believe it's 3 extra seasons of basketball that he has played. So we're looking at around actually 24 to 25 seasons of basketball with all those extra games. So he has spent a lot of time playing basketball and talking to reporters at the podium. And he did leave the door open to playing next season. He said, I don't know, honestly. It's obviously still fresh with us losing. I don't know what the future holds for me as it stands right now. I think I said last year after we lost to Minnesota that I'll go back and recalibrate with my family and talk to them and spend some time with them. And when the time comes, obviously, you guys know what I decide to do. As for his current team, Lakers president of basketball operations, Rob Pelinka, said, of course, any team, including ours, would love to have LeBron James on our roster. That's a blessing in itself, just with what he does. Look, LeBron is, to say he's an all-time great is actually, I think, a disservice to what LeBron has contributed to not just basketball, but to sports, to entertainment, to stardom. He has been in the public eye since he was 16 years old. To me, I grew up on Michael Jordan. I'm always going to have an affinity for Michael. He made me fall in love with basketball, in a lot of ways made me fall in love with sports. But what LeBron has been able to do, for the length at which LeBron has been able to do it, sometimes I really think we might be taking it for granted. He's been in the public eye since he was 16 years old. To carry all of that, to carry the weight of the league, to take care of his body, to be as disciplined as he is, available as he is, focused as he is, to handle the media the way that he has, the scrutiny. I mean, I started my career in Miami when the big 3 were there. And to this day, I've never experienced anything or seen anything in sports as controversial, as the temperature as high as it was, the focus, the hate, the energy towards that team. It really has not been duplicated in my almost 20 years in sports media. He is the pinnacle of what a superstar can be, could be. I don't want to say should be, because I think we all have different experiences, but it's really difficult to put into words what LeBron has contributed to this league. And I'll do this speech again if he ends up actually retiring, which I don't know that this will be his last year. He has been able to play with Bronny. He's been able to play in playoff games with Bronny. So I don't know what else. He doesn't have anything to prove and hasn't had anything to prove for a long time. But he is still playing at a level which he could play again next year. I don't need to run through all his accolades. We all know what they are. Most points scored all time, most points scored in playoffs. I just said I wasn't going to run through them, and now I'm running through them. But I don't want to run through them. We all know what he's done. I hope that he plays another year if that's what he wants to do and what his family wants to do. When it comes to athletes retiring, I always say play until you have no juice left, because you don't get another go at it. There's only one time in your life, one chapter in your life where you're physically capable of playing professional sports. But I do know one thing. We will miss LeBron. If he announces that this is his last season, we're going to miss him. I think the league is in a good place. It's not in a great place as far as someone to take on the torch from LeBron James. There is no heir apparent to me at this particular juncture. I know a lot of great names are going to get thrown out, but if we're talking about the scrutiny level, we're talking about the stardom, the crossover power, the ability to be in the public eye 24/7, I don't know if anybody's in that space yet. And part of that is also winning. So the expectations have to match that. It'll be very interesting offseason for LeBron James and for the NBA. Another NBA superstar with a potentially monumental offseason is Joel Embiid. So his team also got swept, and he was in and out of the series with injuries. No surprise there. Philly fans don't like it. It might be the end for Joel Embiid. He had plenty of positive things to say about Philly and the team. He said, I'm going into the summer. Obviously, I got to recover from everything that's been happening. That's first. And after that, just being able to work out, which I haven't done in a couple of years. So that's exciting. And going to the summer, having the chance to be more prepared with everything body-wise in my game. I don't know who's going to be here. I don't even know if I'm going to be here. But, whatever happens, happens. For me, I'm excited about getting back to myself. I mean, I don't know how Philadelphia 76ers fans do it. I don't know how they do it. Every year, it's the same thing with this process and the injuries. And I really like Joel Embiid. I think he is a fascinating player. I think he really cares. I've seen the passion that he displays, and he's a physical just beast. Like he's an incredible physical talent. Man, like at this point, we just have to admit that availability is a part of his story. Like it just is. It's been a consistent storyline through this whole process that's gone over 13 years in Philadelphia. 5 general managers ago it started. All kinds of injured players between Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz and James Harden and Embiid. Like Embiid has played in 497 possible regular season games in his career. He's missed 499. And when it comes to Nick Nurse and what's going to happen with him, in 3 seasons, Embiid has played in 114 of 264 games. That's 42% of the time that he's available. That's your star player. Like that's an impossible number to overcome if you're any coach and any team. If your team is built around him and he's not available, he's only available 42% of the time, that's a really tough thing to overcome. It's basically impossible. I don't know how you rely on that. And some players are just injury prone, and whether that has to do with how you train, your body type, luck, how you're eating, how you're recovering, I don't know. I'm not there with him. I can't tell you. And some players just have it, some players don't. And some of this is just luck. But at this point, it is a part of who Joel Embiid is as a player that he is not going to be available for a certain amount of time. And I don't know how that affects trades, how you build around that, or how you continue on with the same system around him as the star. And that is something that you just have to account for. It's just really difficult. And another disappointing season for the Sixers and a great player. But you have to just include the injuries when you talk about Joel Embiid. So finally, I want to talk a little football. The Cleveland Browns. Now, if you know me, I have a very low opinion of the Cleveland Browns as an organization for pretty much the entirety of my life. I have been talking about how bad the Cleveland Browns are. And they find themselves in another quarterback conundrum. Deshaun Watson obviously is coming off of injury. Shedeur Sanders is expected to be the Browns' week 1 starter after a solid finish to the season. But now there's another quarterback controversy because through voluntary workouts, 6th-round rookie Taylon Green has some measurables that are raising some eyebrows, including head coach Todd Monken. He is 6'6", 230, runs a 4.36 40, and legendary NFL reporter Mary Kay Cabot asked the rookie who he compared himself to, and he said, to be honest, no. I would say, of course, Lamar, but he's not 6'6". Josh Allen is close, but I'm 230. He's like 260. My dad says Randall Cunningham-ish. I don't really think there's anyone like me. Not like in a cocky way or anything, just some confidence. There's nobody that moves like me, that's as tall as me. Here we go. Like with the Cleveland Browns. They've been horrible as long as I have been watching them, with the exception of like 2 seasons. They changed quarterbacks and coaches like they changed stocks. But listen, your team needs stability. I don't believe in quarterback competitions. If you have if you have more than one quarterback, you have no quarterback. You should go into a season knowing who your quarterback is. If you're competing, very, 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 very rarely are you going to have a situation where this works out positively. The quarterback is the leader of the team, sets the tone for the offense, it sets the style of play. It means first team reps with the first team receivers and offensive line. All of this is like a beautiful ballet of physicality. And when you don't know who your quarterback is and you're trying to decide, you're splitting first team reps. It's like a whole mayhem situation. I understand they paid Deshaun Watson a ton of guaranteed money. That is your fault, Cleveland Browns. You made that mistake, and it's probably one of the biggest blunders in league history. $230 million guaranteed. You go with Shador. Like that's my opinion. I don't know why we're even letting rumors like this start, but it's the Cleveland Browns, so it's not that particularly surprising. But again, will be a story that we watch throughout the NFL offseason. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you hit subscribe. Follow us on social at The Daily Play Joy Taylor, and tune in to The Daily Play with Joy Taylor every day, and listen wherever you listen to podcasts or at urban1podcasts.com. Thanks for joining.